All right, I want to tell you 3 reasons why you're still clientless, even after being in the coaching space for a while, and how to finally get those customers who see your value and are excited to work with you, even willing to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for your service. Over the past few months, me and my team have helped other coaches consistently hit 10K, 15K, and even 25K plus per month. But it wasn't always like that. Most of them had this one big problem that every aspiring coach struggles with in the beginning. They didn't have any clients to start with. And that was a huge obstacle to overcome. So what we did is we went through the 3 main reasons why they were still clientless and how they can snag those crazy monthly retainers and actually build a real coaching business. What were they? Well, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Starting and scaling your own online coaching business can be really hard sometimes, especially if you're just starting out and don't have any clients. It's frustrating because whatever you do, whichever market hack or tactic you use, no one seems to be interested in what you're offering. It's also humiliating because the people around you, your family, your friends, your spouse, whoever said this coaching thing wouldn't work for you, seems to be proven right. And listen, it's not your fault. Most coaches think closing a client comes down to saying the right words on a sales call, which is true, but also not true. Let me explain. So, reason number 1, you're selling logic instead of certainty. Legendary salesman Zig Ziglar famously said, "People buy on emotion and justify with logic." And this is what most coaches get completely backwards. What they do is they bombard prospects with features, logic, and data and hope that the perfect pitch will close them a deal. But here's the thing. Your prospects or future clients don't buy because you've convinced them logically. They don't buy because you've given them value. And they definitely don't buy because you've practically shown them a whole slideshow presentation about your coaching. I know a lot of people who do that. So the question is, when do they buy? They buy when they feel certain that you can actually understand them, certain that you actually deliver the results, and certain that they finally found the solution they've been looking for. That is what gets you a high-paying coaching client. Just popping in to let you know, if you want to travel the world and get paid while you do it, make sure to download my free ebook below. It's in the description. Now let's get back into the video. Now, imagine you're a fitness coach and you're sitting on a sales call with your potential prospect. You had this long 40-minute conversation and you're hyped to get this client on board and start working with them. And suddenly, out of nowhere, your prospect says, "I'm not sure your coaching will actually help me lose the weight." And boom, you're practically out of words now. You didn't see it coming. You try to convince them about why your coaching will help them or explain your method about losing X amount of weight or whatever. But that is a big no-no. What you can do is, instead of convincing, you say something like this. "Hey John, I totally get that. Honestly, I'd feel exactly the same way if I were in your shoes. But let me tell you about one of our other clients named Sarah. She was stuck at the same way for years. She was trying everything but still felt hopeless. And after just 4 weeks working together, she finally lost her first 10 pounds, and that was just the start. So let me ask you this, John. If we were to lose X amount of weight in a month, would that be something you want?" See what I mean? By saying that, you're not convincing, but you're actually showing proof. And that's certainty. And reason number 2, why you're still clientless and how to actually get clients. You're handling objections the wrong way. You see, most coaches assume that solving objections or handling objections means waiting until the prospect comes with a concern, resistance, doubt, or excuse, and then firing back the one clever line that they saw on an Instagram reel. But that's not how it works. Let's assume your prospects say, "I don't have the money," and you reply with, "Well, we have payment plans." Stop. Don't do that. That isn't objection handling. Because here's the thing. Objections aren't problems to solve. They're limiting beliefs to shift. For example, when your prospect says, "It's too expensive," instead of immediately jumping to payment plans, you calmly reply with, "Hey, I totally understand. Most of the people I've worked with have the same problem. But when we started working together, they got this result, and they were pretty happy about it. So let me ask you this. If you keep doing exactly what you're doing now, no offense, where do you see yourself 6 months from now?" Well, that's just an example, but did you see that? Now, they're forced to confront the cost of staying stuck. And what it does is shifts their perspective entirely. It forces them to move from short-term fear to long-term vision. Who's the only person who can help them achieve that vision? Well, it's you. Reason number 3, you're pitching feature instead of future. Look, nobody wakes up excited about weekly calls, PDFs, private calls, etc. As Seth Godin famously said, people don't buy products, they buy better versions of themselves. And that's super important. For example, let's say you're a relationship coach. What you have to keep in mind is that your prospect doesn't care about 6 weekly calls or tech support from you. What they do care about is the moment they're finally going to be in a loving relationship. They care about walking into a family dinner confidently with someone who deeply loves them. That's what they want. They don't want the feature, but the benefit of the feature. So what you have to do is you have to start inviting your prospect into a better future they're desperate to experience. Tell a story about the person they'll become, the life they'll live, and the dreams they'll achieve when they say yes to working with you. And that is how you go from being clientless to practically having a wait list full of people refreshing your Calendly because you're already working with enough clients. So here's a little recap. 1. Sell certainty, not logic. 2. Shift beliefs, don't solve objections. 3. Pitch futures, not features. So if you're tired of hearing, I'll think about it, it's too expensive, or can you just send me more details, blah, 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 just put these 3 shifts into your next conversation with your ideal client, and I guarantee you'll see progress. Because let's be honest for a second. You didn't become a coach to chase or beg people so they work with you or see your value. You became a coach to help, to transform lives, to make your audience a better version of themselves, and eventually get paid hundreds and thousands of dollars while doing it. All right, before I jump off, I put together an ebook called 5 Secrets to Make 5 to 10K a month online as a coach, traveling the world. These are the same secrets I and a bunch of other coaches have used to finally break out of coaching purgatory and start living, breathing, traveling, doing whatever we want while building a profitable coaching business. The cool thing is it's completely free. There's a link in the description below, and let me know in the comments if you like it or not.